Joe Rogan went on the Joe Rogan podcast and said that America has a mental health problem and not a gun problem. Let's dive into it. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Rashad Crenshaw back again with another video. Now, Joe Rogan on this podcast said that America is dealing with a mental health issue and not a gun issue.
I wrote this thing once that said this country has a mental health problem disguised as a gun problem, and that's what it is. There's so many guns. There's more guns than there are people. I don't think it's a gun situation. And I don't think you can change the fact that and I don't think it's wise to take the guns away from the people and leave all the power to the government. We see how they are even with an armed populace. They still have a tendency towards totalitarianism.
Now, since the Uvalde shooting, the unfortunate shooting that happened recently where 19 children lost their lives and 2 teachers lost their lives, and the husband of a teacher died days later, basically of a broken heart. The entire country is tired and tired and tired. We're sick and tired. Everyone's tired of mass shootings. From the gun-toting pro-gun people to the anti-gun super-left liberals, every single person in this country is tired of mass shootings. Now, the difference lies in each individual side's perception of how to solve the problem. The right says, leave the guns alone. It's a mental health issue, not a gun issue. The left says, well, look at all these other countries that don't have these kinds of guns. These bans do, in fact, work. Now, here's something we need to take into account, right? Mental health has never been as bad as it is now in this country. 1 in 4 women are currently on psych meds, all right? Mass shootings seem to be on the rise in this country, right? Within the last 2 months, we've had multiple mass shootings in 2 months span of time. Usually there's one really bad mass shooting per year. It's getting to the point where they're all becoming compact within a single span of 2 months. That's concerning to the average person. Now, here's the fact. The facts are this. The majority of gun deaths are spawned by handguns. The majority of massive amounts of gun deaths, these huge gun deaths, are being spawned by gang violence. Notice how nobody gives a flying fuck about any of these issues in any way, shape, or form. No one's concerned about the gang violence. No one's concerned about the massive amounts of death from handguns as a result of gang violence. No one cares. The only time people are concerned about people dying from gun deaths is in the event that they feel like it could happen to me. When people feel like it could happen to them, everything changes. See, when you're not a gang member, when you're not about that life, you don't concern yourself with being caught up in such things. You don't concern yourself with being caught up in some gang feud, some gang beef, some gang issue. You know full and well that that is far from your realm of reality. You know full and well that it's far from your realm of reality. Mass shootings don't care about your reality. They come in at any time, at any place, anywhere. That's the reality of the situation. And what people don't want to accept and understand is that your own personal safety is your own responsibility. Your own personal safety is your own responsibility. Most people don't know the answer to this question. In the event of a mass shooting or a violent confrontation, one or the other, how would you defend yourself? The majority of the people who are anti-gun are people who have never been in a predicament where they might have needed one. The majority of people who are anti-firearm are people who have never been in a situation or an environment where needing one was a possibility. The reality is, in America, crime is far too high, guns are far too high in circulation for us to start banning firearms, particularly AR-15s, because it's going to become a slippery slope. What we're going to see is once AR-15s are banned, certain types of handguns are going to be banned. Think about it. You can buy magazines that can hold 30 rounds in a handgun. You can buy magazines that can hold 15 rounds in a handgun. You don't need that many rounds to hit a person, especially if you're accurate or in a compact space such as a classroom, maybe even a fucking Waffle House. You don't need that many rounds to hit someone right in front of you at a Waffle House. True or false? In a situation such as these, what means would you protect yourself with? Pieces of fucking paper, like a law, a bill, whatever y'all are demanding Joe Biden and these other people to sign, that can't save you. The police, depending upon how bad your situation is, the police might not even come and help you. Look what happened with the kids in Uvalde. Because the kids were in a classroom and there was a door that the police had to break down into and pass through to get into the room, they were not willing to go into that room because they didn't want to be hit. They didn't want to be hit. It was 19-1 and they didn't want to be hit. And you believe in your mind that your safety is well off in the hands of these police officers? And isn't it funny that the same people who say defund the police, which in some cases I don't mind, some departments don't deserve extra amounts of funding, these obscene amounts of funding. The Uvalde police received 40% of the city budget, or I believe the county budget, and didn't do anything worth receiving 40% of the budget. Some of these departments are overfunded. But isn't it funny that the same people saying defund the police, all cops are bad, the police suck, you want the police to have AR-15s, but you want civilians to have handguns. And sooner or later, they're going to try to get those removed as well. The line will never be drawn completely. It will consistently move, continuously move. Gun control at this point is as good as it can be in America. In my opinion, as someone who has went out to go get an AR-15 at the age of 18 years old. I went and got an AR-15 at 18 years old. They do very thorough background checks on you. They don't take very long. Because if you don't have anything on you, like I didn't have anything on me, that's as far as they can go. Yes, you can go into a store and get a firearm the same day if you get a good background check done. Yes, you can. Do I have an issue with that? No, I don't. I don't believe that the federal or state government has the right to interfere with one's right to self-preservation, because self-preservation is the first law of nature. It is the first law of nature to preserve one's own survival. That's why I believe it's wrong for the state of Georgia to demand that I give them my fingerprint to own a handgun. Unfortunately, I had to do that. In order to own a handgun, I had to give them my fingerprints. They shouldn't be able to have access to that just because I want to be able to defend myself. But that's how far it's gotten, to where your DNA is in the possession of the government in the event that you maybe commit a crime. Maybe simply because you want to own a handgun, they deserve to have your DNA filed in their database. Come the fuck on. It's getting way out of hand. When you're willing to give up these rights, understand that they're not easily taken back. The government is absolutely notorious for taking rights and refusing to give them back. And if you're a Black American, you definitely have no business supporting gun control. You definitely don't. As long as it took us to be able to have firearms in this country, as hard as it was for our predecessors to be able to own firearms because racist whites wanted us to be unarmed and defenseless whenever they got pissed, that right there, you have no business in any way, shape, or form defending gun control as a Black American, especially given how violent some of our communities are. Most of us understand the importance of being able to defend oneself at the drop of a hat. We understand that. The reality of the situation is gun control is not the answer to the problem. There is a mental health issue going on in America, particularly amongst American men. There is a mental health problem. It's clear cut. It's so obvious. These kinds of weapons have been legal for a very long time in America. And yet, only recently, we are seeing mass shootings of this type, of this level. Why is that? What is changing? No one wants to talk about that. No one wants to get into that. But the reality of the situation is, you look at countries like Canada or the UK who brag about not having guns and their low rate of mass shootings, damn near nil to none mass shootings. I'll give them credit for that. The reality is they're getting stabbed up left and right. They're getting stabbed up left and right. People are getting grabbed up and stabbed up left and right in Canada and the UK. Is this really the kind of reality you want, where folk are pulling up on you and grabbing on you and stabbing you and shanking the shit out of you and you can't fight back? Come on, bro. Nah, Not here. Not here. I don't believe gun control is the answer at all. That's my personal belief, and I stand by that belief, and I'm willing to disagree with anybody who disagrees with that in a peaceful, reasonable, rational manner. But I personally believe that your own personal responsibility is to defend yourself. That's your own personal responsibility. It is not incumbent on anyone else to defend you. The police have already made that incredibly clear. If you haven't learned from the Uvalde shooting on the importance of being able to defend oneself, I don't know when you will.